Independent National Electoral Commission dispatches sensitive materials to all states of the Federation in readiness for presidential and National Assembly elections.
The country is calm. We don't have any fear of any violence.
Correspondent on special assignment X-rays the new trend in people's perception of election period.
What we are here for is to fight for due process. All we are saying, let the right thing be done.
And suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria Onogen makes debut appearance before the Code of Conduct Tribunal, pleads not guilty. Hello, good evening and welcome to NTN Network News tonight. I'm Joseph Johnson in Abuja. Also reading with me are Jennifer Igwe from our Lagos studio and Mohammed Ibrahim from our Maiduguri Center. The highly anticipated presidential and National Assembly elections are just a few hours away, and a lot of work has gone into ensuring Nigerians partake in the exercise in a peaceful atmosphere and make their votes count. Talking about vote count, let's join our INEC correspondent Mia Ogidi to update us on the level of work at the National Collation and the Situation Room.
This is the situation room of the 2019 presidential election, where all the activities from the various states will be monitored as the elections progress. As you can see, both human and material resources have been deployed, and probably they are even waiting for tomorrow to commence actual activities. Let me take you now to the collation center. Activities there are also going on. Please join me. This is the venue of the collation for the presidential elections. A very beautiful setting, I can see. And right on this podium, that is where all the results from the 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT, for the presidential elections will be collated. And at the end of it all, the Chief Returning Officer of the Federation, the INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, will declare the winner of the presidential elections right here on this podium. Until then, I am Mia Ogidi.
Meanwhile, Mia Ogidi just back from the collation center this evening and gives us an update on the security situation around the venue.
The International Conference Center, Abuja, is the venue for the collation of results for the presidential elections in 2019. And this center can be accessed from two entrances. And at about 8 p.m. on Friday, all the entrances have been cordoned off by security personnel. This, according to them, is to forestall any person with evil mind to do anything in that center. Though Saturday, 16th of February 2019, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening, movement is not allowed except those with permits from relevant authorities. So, for now, nobody goes in, nobody comes out. That is the situation at the collation center for the presidential elections in 2019. I am Mia Ogidi.
Thank you, Mia. Women participation in governance and the peace process can strengthen community engagement at different levels. Najatu Tijani reports that Women's Situation Room Nigeria is facilitating the process with a long-term monitoring plan.
This is the eve of the much-anticipated presidential and National Assembly elections. These young people have been trained as incident reporters, meaning they will reach out to the public to get updates on the elections. For 35-year-old Felicity, who observed the 2015 elections, it is an opportunity to promote the gains of women who actively engage in the democratic process.
If women are being given the chance to come out, not just to vote, but to participate at being a candidate of each and every place, I believe Nigeria will not be where we are today.
This focus is what Women's Situation Room Nigeria is facilitating by advocating community feedback and increased women participation in elections.
This is particularly important because the rights of women is tied to the rights of the society.
It's important for us to be involved in elections, in choosing the right person or who we believe will do the right thing.
Women's Situation Room Nigeria was set up in 2015 with the help of the United Nations Women to provide conflict mitigation strategies across the areas where they observed elections. WSRN, or Women's Situation Room Nigeria, will continue its election observation duty across the 36 states. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Now, the run-up to 2019 elections has lively features that changes the way people perceive election periods. Security challenges witnessed in the run-up to 2015 general elections were not visible. There are no political gladiators spitting fire, and the atmosphere nationwide is not changed. Hamis Urogo takes a look at the atmosphere in parts of Abuja.
Nigerians can almost smell the election of 2019. It is hours away. It is already a major subject of debate in their circles. They spend hours too keeping tab of political development ahead of the election day. Interests are high. The willingness to vote is no less so. The story, however, is when Nigerians go out this year, they will find the conditions changed from the experience they must have had in the build-up to the 2015 elections. I take an example of the condition 4 years ago in Abuja's biggest township, Mararaba Yenya. This is in particular Mararaba Bridge, arguably one of the busiest areas in Abuja. 4 years ago, this area was a picture of heavy security presence. Nobody passes it without a prayer in his tongue. Every movement is suspicious. It was an atmosphere of fear. This trader, Malan Saadu from Duku, Gombe State, says he is voting in Abuja.
INEC explained to us that whoever has no voter's card should collect in his place of...
Further down, even this park under Yanya Bridge, which suffered heavy attack and was closed for 3 years, is open now and flourishing in peace. That is how much the country is advanced in peace and peace building now, as it prepares to go to the polls.
The voter's card is ready, waiting for Saturday to go and cast my vote.
Tell me, how do you see the setting? Is the atmosphere fit for election?
The country is calm. We don't have any fear of any violence. Everything is under control, and we hope for a peaceful election.
However, even as the conducive and agreeable atmosphere is created ahead of the general elections, the compelling challenge for now is how to create more atmosphere that will guarantee security and prosperity for the people. In Abuja, Mohammed Hamis Rogo, NTA News.
The Mariam Babangida Way on Okpanam Road in Asaba Delta State has become a mecca of some sort as party agents of the 51 political parties participating in the 2019 general elections are trooping into the premises of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Delta State. The reason for this is not far-fetched. They have come to ensure that the sensitive materials leave Central Bank of Nigeria to the various locations where the presidential and National Assembly elections are billed to hold on Saturday. Becky Kasi Mawona will give us details on that.
For joining me, this is the popular Obogodogo market right here in Asaba, the Delta State capital. As you can see, trading is going on here. People are really excited, waiting for tomorrow's election. I have one of the traders here.
I'm ready to tomorrow election. I want to sell my goods today, so that tomorrow I will not come market to sell market. So tomorrow from morning, I day where they do election.
I'm ready. Whatever we are doing for good for Nigeria.
Recently, the National Orientation Agency was at this particular market. They informed the people and trained them on the right way to vote.
We are ready for tomorrow's election because we have already done the necessary things by acquiring our voters card. Then the steps has been created for us, for those INEC officers that came and checked us.
I have to vote because my vote counts.
We are right here at the Summit Park, one of the parks in Asaba, where people are boarding vehicles to their villages and towns where they are supposed to vote.
Yeah, people are turning up because they are going for tomorrow election.
I'm 100% prepared.
The Benin-Asaba Expressway is busy with vehicular movements. This road leads to the southeast, across the Niger. The people are still also traveling, going to the respective states to cast their ballots. This is INEC office, Delta State. One thing comes to mind first when you arrive here. It is security. Security around this place is beefed up as the umpire puts finishing touches to their plans. In Asaba, Kelvin Ubechi, NTA News.
Of course, that's Kelvin and not Becky, as earlier mentioned. More than 2,436,000 registered voters are expected to participate in the elections in Bauchi State tomorrow. Muazu Hassan has an update on last-minute preparations.
With 4,074 polling units and 5,422 voting points separate across the 20 local government area of the state, the Independent National Electoral Commission says all non-sensitive materials have been deployed to the Commission's office across the local governments. The security aspect of the preparation, Bauchi State Police Commissioner Ali Janga and the Commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Halliru Usman, assure of the hitch-free election.
Police Command wishes to assure the general public that it has put in place adequate security measures for peaceful conduct of the coming presidential/National Assembly election.
On ground, 2,500 officers in order to ensure that this election is being conducted peacefully.
Religious leaders also urge the people to exercise their voting right peacefully and with high sense of patriotism.
Yes, we are to go and cast our votes faithfully and come back home.
Not just allow our emotion to decide what we are to do. We should put the national interest first before our personal interest.
As the restriction of movement of persons and vehicles will be fully enforced during the election, residents of Bauchi trooped to the market for last-minute purchase, while Mudalawal Central Motor Park was filled up with travelers. In Bauchi, Muaz Hassan, NTA News.
With a few hours to the crucial presidential and National Assembly elections, Akure, the Ondo state capital, is radiating an atmosphere of peace and expectations. Olubunmi Oke reports that security personnel are on standby at strategic locations in town to prevent a breakdown of law and order.
A visit to major streets, motor parks and some markets in Akure shows that people are getting prepared to cast their votes for the candidate of their choice in tomorrow's election. The respondents urge security agencies in the state not to be partisan in discharging their duties during the exercise.
We are fully prepared. Tomorrow we go en masse and vote for a candidate of our choice.
Tell our people to come out tomorrow, may they come vote. Anybody who like, come vote for them tomorrow morning.
I have my PVC with me and we are hoping by tomorrow morning we'll go to vote.
In the same vein, clerics are urging the Nigerian populace to show interest in the political fortune of the country by going out en masse to exercise their civic rights.
And I will also plead that they should allow peace to reign. There shouldn't be any violence because we have some international observers. So I will expect every one of us to behave as good citizens.
I want to tell our people to please maintain peace and to make sure that that election must go in peaceful manner.
Typical of election days in the country, movement will be restricted for security reasons. In Akure, Olubunmi Oke, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission in Adamawa State has distributed sensitive election materials to various local government areas in the state. Rayanu Bala reports.
Distribution of sensitive materials at the INEC headquarters in Yola was done in the presence of all stakeholders and observers amidst tight security. The early distribution is to ensure the materials reached across the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State on time, especially to the difficult terrains. The resident electoral commissioner Adamawa State Kasim Ganagaidam said, so far the process is going on smoothly.
All the processes based on international global practice has been really adhered to, and so far so good. And everything is going according to plan.
On the conduct of election in Madagali, which was attacked recently by insurgents, Kasim Gaidam said there is no cause for alarm.
We had excess meeting, that is the Interagency Consultative Committee meeting on election security. And we have firm assurance, security assurance from the security agencies that the situation is calm and has been fully put under control.
In Iola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
And from Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports that stakeholders are working tirelessly to ensure a smooth and violent-free poll, as voters are in high spirits about participating in the exercise.
The foundation for a peaceful poll in Nasarawa State has tremendously manifested as critical stakeholders have resolved to nip in the bud any act capable of disrupting and undermining the success of the election.
We are fully prepared to thwart and frustrate any criminal agenda in Nasarawa State.
Voters say waiting for a few hours to have them exercise their franchise will be a turning point in the cycle of another poll, where they expect their votes to count for a smooth democratic process to take place.
One man, one vote.
Already the atmosphere in Lafia is gradually changing as the city center continues to experience mass influx and exodus of people within and outside the state who are rushing to arrive in their registered polling unit for participation in tomorrow's exercise.
And I am fully prepared. I'm traveling from afar now. I want to go home so that I'll go and cast my vote.
INEC has confirmed its readiness to conduct a free and credible elections.
For the forthcoming general elections, Nigerians are collectively inspired by the unquenchable spirit, the outstanding drive, the position and consummate zeal to enthrone quality leadership that will engender equal development and consolidate on the nation's democracy. In Lafia, I am Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Few hours to election day, the Independent National Electoral Commission has completed distribution of sensitive materials in Katsina State for the 2019 Presidential and National Assembly elections. Abdul Malik Hassan has the details.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, Katsina State branch, where election-sensitive materials are being kept. Sorting is ongoing and the materials will be distributed to the electoral officers across the 34 local government areas of the state. Also, party representatives are present to witness the distribution process. Nigerians will decide their leaders, president, senators, and member House of Representatives in the next few hours, as INEC Katsina continues to top its strategies towards ensuring a smooth election process. In view of the process, the resident electoral commissioner, Jibril Ibrahim Zariwa, says the essence of the distribution at the presence of party officials is to ensure transparency in the election process. The commission also knows that tracking devices are placed in each of the conveying vehicles to effectively track and monitor its movements. The political parties' representatives express satisfaction with the process so far and hope all stakeholders involved will play by the law for a purposeful, credible election. In Katsina, Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
Let's talk security now. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has assured the Joint International Observers Mission of adequate security during and after the 2019 general elections. Francis Vom reports that the Acting Inspector General of Police gave the assurance when the observers from the National Democratic Institute visited him in his office in Abuja. He says officers and men of the force have been trained in the area of election security management.
In every polling booth, you will see at least 3 security personnel to protect the electoral materials, protect the INEC officials, and to provide enabling environment and protect the electorate. Foreign observer would expect you to carry tags that will identify you on the election day, because we don't want those that have nothing to do, no business to do with observation of the process to infiltrate you.
The observer mission, led by the former Botswana president, said they were in the force headquarters to inquire on security arrangements towards the conduct of the elections. And the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered the restriction of vehicular movement from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, February 16, 2019. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Frank Mba indicates that the restriction will assist the security agencies in effectively policing the electoral process, thereby preventing hoodlums and criminally minded elements from hijacking and disrupting the electoral process. The IGP urges the citizens to troop out en masse on the day of the election to exercise their franchise without any fear or apprehension, as the police and other security agencies have already put in place adequate security measures to ensure a safe, secure and conducive environment for a peaceful and credible election. While regretting the inconveniences the restriction will cause the citizens, the IGP, however, warns that the force will deal decisively with any individual or groups that will want to test their common will in ensuring a peaceful election. He therefore enjoins the citizens to steer clear of vote buying, vote selling, hate speeches, circulating fake news, snatching of ballot boxes and other acts capable of truncating the people's will. Still ahead, suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria appears before the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Details after this break. Stay with us.
Inner strength? Yeah, that comes from the hard knocks that life throws at us. And we Nigerians, we know all about that.
Oh, a deadly right.
We don't stay down, we get up and fight. Sure, it's about speed, technique, quality of the punches, reach. But the real fight is with myself.
It's the power, but it's the speed as well.
But I can't carry this heavyweight title by myself. There's always got to be someone in my corner. And that's why I believe in Glow. We have that same tenacity, that Nigerian fighting spirit that makes us game changers. You have to dig deep to be a world champion. Yeah, we Nigerians, yeah, we know all about that.
What a fight!
Glow, our halo.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
See something? You can make the difference. Report all security incidents, suspicious activities, drug trafficking, arms smuggling, kidnapping, armed robbery, suspicious terrorist, critical infrastructure vandalism, and other acts of violence in your area. No need to give information about yourself. Not your name. Only report the incident you see or suspect. Send an SMS toll-free to 196, Fearless Fang Reporting Platform for confidential incident reporting to the National Crisis Management Center. The relevant law enforcement agencies will be directed to investigate and respond. The confidential reporter is a fearless fang who cannot be intimidated. SMS the incident to 196 toll-free. Be a fearless fang for the security of Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the National Crisis Management Center.
What's inside this beautiful house? Inside, there is a very beautiful family. And in this family, there is a lot of love. And inside this love, there's Alpenliebe. And in the center of Alpenliebe, there is a feeling made with rich milk and creamy caramel. Alpenliebe, the milk-filled candy that warms your heart with love. Alpenliebe, bring hearts closer. Now also available in stick pack.
Introducing new Always Cotton Soft. Its unique top sheet is as soft as cotton and gentle to your skin, offering you comfortable protection as you go about your day. New Always Cotton Soft, available in long and extra long for 250 Naira only.
Munch it, what a tasty, crunchy feeling. Munch it, gotta munch it every day. Munch it, just give me that super snack. Munch it, so irresistible. Munch it, makes me wanna say one munch, two munch, non-stop munch. Munch it is here, irresistible. One munch, two munch, non-stop munch.
Try a pack of Munch It snack at 50 Naira.
Your perfect family is under threat by germs. Infectious diseases are now the world's biggest killer of adults and children. These infectious diseases are caused by germs. They are everywhere. An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily in unclean water, dirty surfaces, in the toilets, on cuts and wounds, on your clothes. Germs can cause deadly diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, flu, and cough. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's One Capful for surface cleaning in your bathing water, in your laundry water, for first aid to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Introducing Dettol Antiseptic Liquid in Sachet for only 40 naira.
Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Mass Medical Mission has finally done it, ensuring that the prevention of cancer and cancer-related ailments is available to you right where you are. Our mobile cancer center, also known as Pink Cruise, is equipped with relevant state-of-the-art medical equipment to serve you wherever you are. All you have to do is apply for the Pink Cruise to come to your community or organization by sending a request to info@pinkcruise.org. Remember to suggest 3 alternative dates when you will prefer the Pink Cruise to come to conduct free preventive healthcare at your doorstep, including checking your body, your eyes, and your teeth. For more information on the Pink Cruise and how to take advantage of it, please log on to www.pinkcruise.org or visit us at the MMM House, number 31 Abode Thomas Street, Surulere, Lagos, or call 0805-633-4288. Mission Pink Cruise, taking wellness to all.
Glad to have you with us. Now let's turn our attention to the judiciary, where Justice Walter Onogen, currently on suspension as Chief Justice of Nigeria on allegations of false declaration of assets, has formally pleaded not guilty to the charges before the Code of Conduct Tribunal. For the first time since 14th of January, when the matter first came up at the tribunal, Justice Walter Onogen was physically in the tribunal, from where judiciary correspondent Femi Okewo reports.
The 6-count charge all bordered on lack of declaration or false declaration of various accounts, both in foreign and local currencies, at a bank located in Abuja. Justice Walter Onogen pleaded not guilty to all the 6 charges. His counsel, Chris Uche SAN, then applied for bail in his self-recognizance and the setting aside of the warrant of arrest, since Justice Onogen had brought himself to the tribunal without the execution of the warrant of arrest. The tribunal granted the 2 applications on the condition that the defendant would make himself available on any day of trial. The matter was then adjourned to the 11th of March for the taking of all pending applications.
Today is indeed a very sad day for the judiciary, but we are very, very happy this has happened, because the world will eventually know the truth. What we are here for is to fight for due process. All we are saying, let the right thing be done.
The entire legal profession is on trial if the CJN is on trial. The arraignment has been taken and the plea of the defender has been taken. So we are adjourned till 11th of March.
So now this trial has eventually commenced with the arraignment of Justice Walter Onogen. But it took 4 weeks to get to this stage. And from the 11th of March, when the case has been adjourned to, the law recommends that it should be non-stop trial from then on. From the Code of Conduct Tribunal, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
The Nigerian government did not err in law with the suspension of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen. This is the legal opinion of some legal practitioners when they spoke with NTA News. They were reacting to the comment of the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the independence of judges and lawyers on the matter in Abuja. Dele Atunbi reports.
Since January 14, when the issue of the alleged non-declaration of some assets by the sitting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, commenced, there have been various legal opinions on the matter. The non-appearance of the defendants at the Code of Conduct Tribunal on the basis of challenging the jurisdiction of the tribunal has equally been generating a lot of issues within and outside the legal profession. The latest is the comment credited to the UN Special Rapporteur on the independence of judges and lawyers, alleging that the suspension of the Chief Justice of Nigeria was in contravention of the law. Some legal practitioners describe the comment as uncalled for. They posit that President Muhammadu Buhari merely obeyed the order of a tribunal saddled with the responsibility of trial of non-declaration of assets.
And the facts of the matter is that the President suspended the CJ based on an order of a court.
He was in compliance with the court order asking him to step aside
In fact, to me, it was populous for even the president to have even suspended him. Actually, that order of the CCT, it's self-sufficient.
The president did not do anything wrong. He respected a court order. And as I was telling you, even the special rapporteur, he made mention that the CGN should have been suspended or removed in obedience to the laws of the country or a court order.
They point out that the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria has not been relieved of his appointment.
In the United States, you can see the number of the CJ that have been on suspension left and right. And I want to correct this aspersion that the Chief Justice of Nigeria is yet to be removed. He still remains the Chief Justice of Nigeria. What happened that is going through a disciplinary procedure as ordered by the court.
But there was no dismissal of the CJN. The CJN was not dismissed. The CJN was suspended. And that in itself was fetched from the constitutional powers of the president.
Legal practitioners appeal to state and non-state actors at the international level to always consider the law of a country and situate it properly before alleging infractions. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
And the Court of Appeal sitting in Sokoto has dismissed the appeal filed against the judgment of Zamfara High Court that directed the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to field candidates of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Zamfara State for elective positions. A three-man panel of justices of the appellate court dismissed the suit after the withdrawal by the appellant Aminu Jaji. However, there are two conflicting judgments on whether candidates seeking elective positions in Zamfara State should be allowed to contest in the general elections, while the Zamfara High Court ruled that INEC should recognize the candidates. A federal high court in Abuja countered the state high court judgment on the same day. The Nigerian Army has developed cyber-based solution for the monitoring of the 2019 elections. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa, who was at the Situation Room inaugurated by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has details on how the facility works.
The Nigerian Army, a formidable fighting formation, is vested with the mandate of protecting the nation's territorial integrity and provision of aid to the civil society. As part of its support for the 2019 election, the Army developed this Situation Room to monitor security nationwide, particularly in flashpoints. The solution that provides the Army with real-time images from different parts of the country also avails the public and accredited civil society an avenue to report security threats and unprofessional conduct of troops deployed for the elections.
We have troops on patrols. We have them stationary on standby, and they will be able to respond quickly. And all the formations, the GOCs, the brigade commanders have access, or we have link to them that we can reach them within the shortest possible time. I think response time, 3-5 minutes, they will be to respond. Some almost immediately.
This is to enhance rapid response to security breach before, during and after the elections.
We have different categories of reports. Under trusted reports, the trusted reports are the reports that we receive from our own troops. Then we have anything to do on explosion attacks. These are the things we are interested in: vandalism, cool and calm, intimidation or harassment, mobilization towards violence, gunshots and shooting, if voting has been suspended or counting disrupted, riots, arson, death, kidnap, fighting.
The public can interface with the Situation Room through SMS, WhatsApp messages to these numbers, or the Nigerian Army Call Center shortcode. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Armed Forces says it remains apolitical and that it will not condone any acts that will cause national threat or disruption of the 2019 general elections in the country. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olonishakin, affirmed this at a media briefing at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The Chief of Defense Staff says the briefing is on the heels of intelligence that some elements want to use their military uniform to breach national security.
President
Commander-in-Chief has also told us in clear terms in our meeting with him of his commitment to free, fair, and credible elections. I wish to say that the armed forces of Nigeria, as well as other security and intelligence agencies, are also committed to a violent free election, and that all Nigerians eligible to vote are to carry out their civic responsibility and vote for candidates of their choice without any fear of molestation by any person or group. We are not unaware of plans to illegally use uniforms of military, paramilitary agencies to impersonate security and law enforcement agencies, illegal possession of and use of firearms to intimidate and harass members of the public, and other acts likely to cause security breaches. Let me warn that the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies will not tolerate any act that is likely to cause security breaches before, during, and after the elections, and we deal decisively with this act irrespective of those involved.
The Armed Forces of Nigeria says it will not relent towards ensuring the territorial integrity of the nation is safe at all times and will not allow anybody to compromise the national security of Nigeria. Let's now join Jennifer in our Lagos Network Center for some reports on network news. Jennifer?
Thank you, Johnson. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. Now, Lagosians are set to join other Nigerians for the presidential elections scheduled to take place on Saturday, the 16th of February. Rotimi Oluwagbemi has details.
Some of the voters are excited that they have the opportunity to choose a candidate of their choice.
Tomorrow I will vote. I will vote my choice. I'm a Marwa driver. I've been telling all the people that have been carrying since morning that they should make sure they get to their voting polling booths tomorrow, and everybody should arrange themselves to vote for the right choice.
Very early tomorrow morning, I will be the first person to be in my unit, cast my vote, and go to my house.
I have everything about tomorrow vote, and I'm going to vote for my choice.
I'll go out tomorrow, take my PVC, go and do my registration and cast my votes.
If we go out and vote the right person, God would have answered our prayers. INEC will not count prayer points. It is votes that they will count.
Some others took time to seek divine intervention for a successful election. In Lagos, Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
The presentation of the book Challenges of The presentation of the book, Challenges of Good and Democratic Governance in Nigeria, has been described as a must-read, a fitting recognition of erudite constitutional lawyer Professor Ben Nwabweze. At the unveiling in Lagos, experts underscored the contributions of the honoree to nation building, which they say transcends our shores. Paul Omokagu has details.
The 398-page book with 14 chapters was authored by 15 outstanding scholars. Edited by Dakas C.J. Dakas, the book touched on contemporary issues that have bedeviled the development of good and democratic governance at local, state, and federal levels. It is also a reflection of the honoree's desire for a new, changed, better, and transformed Nigeria, united politically, economically, and socially.
The challenges that the country faces in terms of democratic governance, the challenge of structure, the years of our early independence, we were doing much better as a country, and if we had continued with that structure, I'm sure that by now we would be doing as well as countries with which were the same level of development at the time.
The book reviewer and organizer said the younger generation of Nigerians have a lot of lessons to learn.
There is quite clearly a mark of hard work, diligence, thorough research, and more than that, you see brilliant minds expressing their opinions.
All societies that are advanced
have done so on the basis of serious thinking and scholarship. And that is what Mwabweze represents.
Former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Ayaku, shared the presentation. In Lagos, Paul Mukago, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead with Joseph Johnson in Abuja. But first, a break. Stay with us.
All TVs say picture quality, but never mention the most important color, black. It uncovers the hidden details of nature, brings out the richness in all colors, and reveals life. With self-lighting pixels, only OLED TVs make perfect black, and perfect black creates perfect color. LG OLED TV.
Team huddle. But we lost. Don't be tired, guys. This isn't a loss. It's a practice for winning.
Nothing makes a mother prouder than seeing her child growing up. But I know as he learns to lead, he'll face even more dirt, germs, and risk of illness.
That's why in changing seasons, you need strong Dettol protection. Because Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Imagine the most sophisticated area in Africa having the highest potential. I am Chinoye Okonkwo, one of the first internationally certified female welders in Nigeria, trained by Samsung Heavy Industries. To me, working on the world's largest FPSO means showing the world the true potential of the Nigerian workforce. People said that this wasn't something for a woman, but I enjoy a beauty in creating something for yourself. Just like me, thousands of Nigerians received world-class training to become skilled engineering workforce. It shows that investing in a local workforce can impact not just a business or individuals, but an entire country. I now realize that the biggest hurdle we need to overcome are the limits in our own minds.
What's up?
His friends didn't come.
Hey, let's practice.
But you're going out.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing satisfies a mother more than seeing a child grow up. But I know as he sweats, he'll face the risk of germs which can cause skin irritation.
That's why you need the new best ever Dettol Cool. Its new advanced formulation with extra menthol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs and gives your family icy cool freshness.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
I thought leaving the country was the best decision for me and my future.
I left for a better life.
We were picked up by immigration officials and sent to a detention camp.
I spent 8 months in the detention camp.
There was no food, no water.
I saw people being beaten like animals.
Some women were raped. Some women were sold as slaves.
I thought I would never see my loved ones again.
I have made the biggest mistake of my life.
I have wasted all my savings.
I have to start all over again.
Migration is a human phenomenon which cannot be stopped. But if we choose to migrate, we advocate that it should be done in a safe, orderly, regular, and dignified way, and not in a dangerous and tortuous manner.
This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. Now, back to our earlier report in which we told you that the Court of Appeal sitting in Sokoto has dismissed the appeal filed against the judgment of Zamfara High Court that directed the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to field candidates of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Zamfara State for elective positions. A three-man panel of justices of the appellate court dismissed the suit after the withdrawal by the appellant Aminu Jaji. However, there are two conflicting judgments on whether candidates seeking elective positions in Zamfara State should be allowed to contest in the general elections.
There is no appeal against that judgment of High Court of Zamfara State.
So the judgment of High Court of Zamfara State remains valid and subsisting. And as a responsible institution, we expect INEC to comply with that judgment by accepting the list of candidates that emerged from that primary. The risk they'll be running is that if they don't, they'll be denying the electorate the opportunity of electing their preferred candidates in this election.
While the Zamfara High Court ruled that INEC should recognize the candidates, a federal high court in Abuja countered the state high court judgment on the same day. The Federal Road Safety Corps will be operating a 24-hour situation room for updates and information from the public on safety and traffic-related incidents, including clearing obstructions, enforcing traffic restrictions, recovery and prompt rescue services. A statement signed by the Corps Public Education Officer BC Kazim says a toll-free number 122 has been provided for such matters noticeable during the pre-election, election and post-election period. Other emergency numbers are 0905-579-2372 and 0905-579-2374. A women group, Arise, is seeking divine intervention for a peaceful pulse and emergence of God-fearing leaders who have the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians at heart. Momso Demendati was at the session tagged National Prayer for Peaceful Elections.
It is the right time of the day for good business, but for traders in Kaura Market, Abuja, and other individuals, the well-being of Nigeria at this point is more crucial. And for the sake of the peace of Nigeria and a right decision for her future, businesses have been relegated for prayers right in the market.
We are gathered here to cry for mercy. Father, have mercy on Nigeria. Father, have mercy on Nigeria.
The convener, Mary Emma Bong Oyomiri, an American-based Nigerian who has been abroad for 34 years, has traveled the long distance for Nigeria.
Have mercy on Nigeria.
When the mercy of God is over a nation, the peace of God will reign in that nation. God will choose the person he wants to choose. All we need to do, whoever is coming on the scene, pray for your leaders.
Oyomire is optimistic that continuous prayers before, during and after the elections and a positive change of attitude will bring about the desired development. Momso Damien Dati, NTA News.
A gas station in Akure, the Ondo State capital, has been gouged by fire. The domestic retail gas outlet exploded few minutes to 8 p.m., causing panic among residents and passers-by. The immediate cause of the fire is unknown, but no life is lost. The men of the State Fire Service are already on ground to put out the fire. And now for more reports, let's join Mohammed in our Maiduguri studio. Mohammed, it's over to you.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to Maiduguri. Logistics comprising sensitive and non-sensitive materials have been dispatched by INEC from the Central Bank Maiduguri branch to various local government areas of Borno State amidst tight security. This followed the late arrival of some of the election-sensitive materials. Pauline Kujevana has the situation report.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN Maiduguri, where INEC materials are kept, was beehive with security personnel ready to escort election materials to various local governments where election will be held. NTA lens captured foreign and domestic observers witnessing the distribution exercise and departure of vehicles loaded with the election materials. Meanwhile, in a briefing, the resident electoral commissioner Borno State, Mohammed Magaji Ibrahim, says 8 internally displaced persons camps have been identified to accommodate 8 local government areas considered unsafe for the election to hold.
Sensitive materials like ballot boxes, ballot papers, result sheets, and all other EC forms, as well as smart card readers, have been provided and were fully enhanced and configured for onward delivery to their respective polling stations.
As As for the security arrangement, INEC says over 14,000 security personnel deployed to secure roads for a successful delivery of the sensitive and non-sensitive materials across the local governments. In Maiduguri, Pauline Kujevana, NTA News.
Still on the election, police in Gombe have finalized arrangement to ensure safety of lives and property within the metropolis and environs. Emmanuel Akila reports.
Gombe metropolis remains calm as the people go about their normal businesses. Gombe State Commissioner of Police, Bello Makwashi, has assured residents that their lives and properties will be protected before, during and even after the elections, as men of the command have been posted to various locations across the state.
We have teams, specialized teams of PMF, CTU and SAS, which we kept as a kind of intervention measure. And we place them in some strategic locations easily that can be easily moved to some splash areas. So regarding the manpower, we have enough men. For the deployment at polling station, that one we have covered everywhere. But what I can tell you is that we have strategic deployment. That's in case there is any uprising anywhere, we can move.
Vehicular movements and other activities will continue until midnight, when restriction of movement will be placed because of the elections. And that is the situation here in Gombe Metropolis.
That's our contribution on Network News. More reports after the commercial break.
Here you go.
Madam.
That's it. Those naira are enough.
Hi, dear. Helen! You've got so much even after spending so little.
Savings is such a necessity.
You save everywhere. But here, you lose it all.
How?
With this?
Impossible.
New Tika Apic 10X. Even after applying up to 1 liter of your solution multiple times, you won't get the same cleaning that Apic gives you in a single round.
And the expense?
Far less compared to your 1 liter of solution. New Tika Apic. Tough in cleaning,
tough in savings.
Let's bring sports now. Athletics Federation of Nigeria targets development of athletes as Nigeria face South Africa in Niamey Saturday. Ayodeji Makinde has details on Sports Update.
President of Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Ibrahim Gusau, has assured on using his latest portfolio as president of ECOWAS Region 2 Athletics to project the nation on the continent and beyond. Gusau, who is also vice president of Confederation of Africa Athletics, says the development of athletes is top priority.
I've already penciled down Nigeria to host the Junior Region 2 Championships next year in Nigeria, and you can see that's a motivation. So of course preparations will be done and athletes will be in their top form.
Following a 2-day tour of Abuja and Lagos by the International Cricket Council World Cup Trophy, the Nigeria Olympic Committee enjoins stakeholders to explore avenues of integrating the sport for the good of the nation.
I'm happy that it's in my country because it's a motivation to those, our athletes and the officials that are playing cricket, to do better than what they're doing so that one day Nigeria can attend the World Cup for the cricket.
Head coach of Nigeria's Flying Eagles, Paul Aibogun, says his players have put their semi-final loss behind them as they face South Africa in third-place match of the 2019 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Niamey Saturday. Aibogun believes the Flying Eagles will play